Check out what a little power shopping can do.
Who are you?
They call me Mr. Fixit.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books, I love talking about them, I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that I have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. The Incredible Hulk 348 from 1988. We've got Mr. Fixit versus the Absorbing Man. This is Mr. Fixit's very second appearance, covered by Jeff Purves. I like Jeff Purves, and I really wish there was something else out there with him, but he just had this short Hulk run, and that's been it. I think he works in animation. So right away we get our credits. Peter David is the same old writer. Jeff Purves took over after Todd McFarlane, which hurts him because you never want to be the guy that follows the guy. You want to be the guy that follows the guy that followed the guy. And so we've got Hulk kicking up room service, and you can see him here. He's angry. He goes, "I don't want any stinking breakfast. Now beat it." And so Stanley presents job security. And so the what would you call this type of just the employee? He's not a bellhop, so I don't know. He's like, "Whatever you say, Mr. Fixit." And he's like, "Boy, what's with him? He's sure not himself." And so Hulk is like, "Banner, I feel him clawing at my mind like nails on a chalkboard." Ooh, just the sound of that is terrible. I thought I shut those drapes as the sunlight's hitting him. Sun hurts like the devil, like it's trying to burn me away and leave Banner in my place. Blast you, Banner. This is the best life I've ever had, and I won't let you screw it up, not without a fight. So, alright, so now we kind of go where we left off in the previous issue here with the Absorbing Man and Mr. Gold here. And Mr. Gold says, "You see the fight that went on here? You still think you can take Mr. Fixit?" And the Absorbing Man says, "The day I can't take a cheap Jack Vegas leg breaker is the day I pack it in." So he doesn't know that he's the Hulk. So, okay, Krill, I'm counting on you, because Berengetti and his man Fixit. They gotta pay for what they did to me. And the Absorbing Man says, "To you, from what I hear, Gold, it's your men who got trashed. You wanted to be numero uno man in Vegas, but this Berengetti guy wouldn't roll over, so you played rough, and he played rougher, but at least you're still standing. So don't whine to me, just pay me," he says. "By the way, it'll cost you $1 million. And he's like, "Dollars? You're tough, but okay." And then he thinks here, "I can always renegotiate afterwards." And the Absorbing Man says, "Oh, and don't get any funny ideas about cheating me." And he touches the fire hydrant, which is yellow here, and he turns, and he goes, "'cause I get thick-skinned about cheats." Now, real quick, he has to touch something, and I know that this is something that they do, but he's wearing a shoe, which means if he was to use his powers, he would basically turn into a leather, because that's technically what he's touching. So, but that's all right. It's comic books. Let's not overthink it here. So, anyway, Mr. Gold says, "Geez, I can see why they call you the Absorbing Man. I don't get it, but with all this power, why work for anybody?" And we're going to get a bit of what he's been up to. This is after the fight that he had with Thor. during the Walt Simonson run, and he's saying how he spent weeks trying to get away, and he was able to to escape on a. He absorbed the vortex, which allowed him to escape. He also believes Titania is dead, but she is not. So, anyway, the absorbing man says, "Know your business. Why I want to work for anybody. All you need to know is you pay me. You got me. You'll get everything I've promised you. All you need to do for me is destroy Berengetti and Fixit, and you can start with his place, the Colosseum." And so here we go. And so the cook, the guy that took the breakfast to Mr. Fixit, tells Mr. Berengetti that he's in a bad mood, so he'll go see what's up. And he knocks on the door. "Joe, it's Michael. We need to talk. Come on, Joe. I'll just use my key to get in, you know?" And so Hulk says, "Used your key. Big deal. You still look lousy from when Gold worked you over last night. Should have let me kill him." And Berengetti says, "Maybe, but that's not the problem now. You are." "And why is it so dark in here?" he asks. And Hulk says, "I like it dark." "And why are you always calling me Joe?" "After Mighty Joe Young, one of my favorite big gorillas until you came along. Remember when I found you out by the Yucca Flats? You looking like you'd been through a mix master. And I brought you here and offered you a deal. I said you'll have the best foods, lodging, women, clothes, everything. And you said, what do I have to do for this?" And I said, "Beat people up sometimes." And you said, I said, "That sounds great." And yeah, you kept your word about everything. The only guy I ever met who gave me a good life and didn't betray me. And then he pauses. Yet. So, Hulk does have trust issues. And Berengetti says, and I never will. And if you got any problems, you tell me, okay?" And Hulk's like, "Yeah, fine." And he continues here, because if I can't solve your problems, no one can. And Hulk thinks here, you got that right. And so the phone rings, and Berengetti answers it, and Gold says, "How's your face? Look, I'd like to set up another meeting." And Berengetti says, "Oh, I'm sure you have oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sure you have my orders to get out of town. I suggest you do so." And he slams the phone down, and Gold kind of looks at it and says, "Ha, I knew you'd say that, Michael. And I've already taken steps to make sure you regret it real soon." And you can see the absorbing man is in front of the Coliseum. And so now we've got Marlowe here, and her roommate says, well, look what the cat dragged in. How did it go last night with Mr. Fixit?" And Margot says, "Mona, there are no words for it." And she says, "Try some gestures." "Come on, Mona. You know I'm the shy, demure type. Oh, my shoulder. I'm going to the spa and hit the jacuzzi." And the roommate says, "And I'm going to hit the ceiling if you don't drop the coy act, Marlowe." And Marlowe says, "Can't I have any privacy at all?" And the roommate says, "All right, that's it. I have to put up with your whiny, that every guy you meet is intimidated by you, just 'cause you're over 6 feet and built. Now you finally get lucky and you turn mom on me. That's so unfair." And I apologize how I read it. It just it's really short, and it just took me a little bit here. So, and Marlo says, all right, what do you want to know, Rumi?" "Everything. What's he like?" And Marlo says, "Well, either he's part Indian and part black, or into weird body makeup. And also, he's got the strangest tan I've ever seen." Of course, no one knows that he is the Hulk at this time. And so we've got the Absorbing Man trying to go into the Coliseum. He's being stopped by a couple of employees here. Hold it, sir. You can't break that ball and chain in here. And Absorbing Man's like, why not? And they say, frankly, because someone might get hurt. Oh, you mean like this? As he throws it around. And Absorbing Man thinks here, time to stop kidding around and kick some serious butt as he absorbs the marble here and starts to hurl it at all the customers here. It's still pretty early, hardly anyone here. Good. I like lots of room to work, he continues thinking here. Oh, look, here's the hired muscle. Either of you guys, Mr. Fixit? And he says, we don't need Mr. Fixit to handle every two-bit punk. And so they shoot, but of course nothing happens. Oh, heck yeah. Save him for something really big, like if the Hulk hits town. And so up here, holy, whatever's bothering Joe, I hope he snapped out of it because I need him now. So that was Mr. Berengetti. And so there's the beeper here. And Hulk's like, oh, no, not now. Mike was only here a few minutes ago. So whatever's happening must be right nearby, probably in the casino, if it's big enough that it needs me. And so, but if there's danger and I change back into him, I'm dead, he thinks here. So, all right. So the Absorbing Man is still making a mess here. Stand clear. I'm going to let him have it with the riot gun. And so then they're like, he's just laughing it off. So nothing's happening here. And I love this bit here with the crash, with the heaviness there, kind of breaking the panel. That is ingenious here. I love that here. And the Absorbing Man's like, that's right, because you guys are all one big joke. And so Mr. Berengetti says, that's enough. Get out of my place. Your place, huh? So you're Berengetti. You got a chain letter for you from Tony Gold, a ball and chain letter, he says. And Hulk behind him says, why don't you reroute the message to me? Well, Mr. Fixit, right? And Hulk says, right. I hear you're pretty tough. Give me a sample, just for laughs. And so, nuts, still feel weak. I feel like I'm punching through jello. Laughing now, Chrome Dome, as he kind of hits him, and he's still strong. And he's Absorbing Man's like, I felt that. I don't care if you are some 2-bit local muscle. Nobody does that to the Absorbing Man. And so, Hulk's like, Absorbing Man, huh? What do? Wipe up spills? Mr. Clean. No, I wipe up floors with clowns like you, as he hits him here. Didn't dodge my ball and chain that time, did ya? And you'll have to be tougher, and you'll have a tougher time dodging this. And so hits him here, you clud, as he hits him. You're still alive, and you're gray. What the heck are you? And Hulk is like, if I got any hope of keeping this Fixit cover, I better get out of here. And hope he follows. And so Hulk does his big leap through. Only one monster I know likes leaps like that. Blast! If I'd known, I would have absorbed his skin. Now, how am I gonna follow him? And then he looks back at this guy here with the switchblade. He's like, step up, right, boys. That's right. Give it your best shot. Not that it'll do you any good. And so, Mr. B, where are they going? Judging by their trajectory, I'd say Hoover Dam. So, all right. And so, the Hulk lands here, and he says, "Where the heck is he? I've been keeping myself out in the open. I was sure he'd find me. Sun's starting to get to me. If I weren't covered up, I'd feel it burn my skin away. And there's Banner still in there. If I let my mind wander, I might accidentally let him out. But that'd be all I need. this is a waste of time. He's probably trashing the strip while I'm standing here. Of course, he's right behind him. And here he is, and he goes, Creel. And so Hulk says, so you were just being coy before, Hulk. You remembered me all along. And Hulk says, yeah, I hope you're real flattered. And Absorbing Man says, oh yeah, you'll be splattered here as he hits him here. Love this big pow. Um, I think Jeff Purvis is a fantastic cartoonist, and I hope he killed it in animation. I would have loved to see what else he could have done in comic books, but I understand why people choose animation and that other kind of stuff. Um, so the Absorbing Man says, if I'd never seen another of you super guys again, that would have been fine, he says. I wanted an easy life, but if I had to fight one of you guys a last time, I'm glad it was you, he says. And Hulk says, I'm touched. All I ever wanted was to have it easy, to be left alone, he says. And always there's been jerks like you, Creel, screwing it up for me. So he's got this boulder picked up and hurls it at him. But not this time. And you can see Absorbing Man punches it away. Um, what you're gonna what you're gonna stop me by tossing concrete? So congratulations, now I'm concrete. Now what? Now I do what I always do to concrete, pulverize it. So geez, a few more shots like that and he just might do it. If I could absorb his thick hide, I'd finish this fast, but I gotta touch his skin to do that, and he's not making it easy. So I'll have to do something about that. So he gets the ball and chain wrapped around his ankle and tosses him here. Gotcha now, Grayskin. That's it. And so he has absorbed the Hulk here. You wanted an easy life. You got an easy life. It'll be real easy when you're laid out on a slab. And suddenly he screams here. What the? Of course, the sun's weakening him, burning him like it has me, but he's not covered up. He's in agony. Doesn't know why. Let's see if I can make him feel worse. I'm dying. What'd you do you mean? Let go, you gray freak. I'm burning up. Gotta change. Fine, change. Change to cloth like my coat and I'll rip you apart. Change to a human and I'll kill you. Or stay like me and feel a little of the pain of being the Hulk. So fantastic stuff. Peter David is fantastic. So now we go back to Marlo where she's calling for Mr. Fixit and they're telling him he's out and she's like, where? And so now we're back at Hoover Dam here. And so we continue with Hulk here. So where's Creel? Where did he land? Lost track of him. Oh no. The hole in that generator. I hope it doesn't mean what I think it. And suddenly the Absorbing Man says, what it means, Hulk, is I'm gonna show you what's what. And Hulk is like, uh-oh. I've been telling you all along you're gonna die, Hulk. And so that should come as no great shock, but I bet this will as he electrocutes Hulk here and in this side here. So beautifully done, beautifully constructed here. Jeff Purvis really knows how to compose a panel here. I'm very impressed with Jeff Purvis. And again, it's a shame that there's just hardly anything out there with him here. So you see the Absorbing Man hit the Hulk here, knocks him out. And Absorbing Man says, not this time. I almost feel sorry for you. We both wanted the same thing. I just wanted it more. Oh, it was this way. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I see you out there on the wharf trying to crawl away, and then it went this way. So I thought it went, I'm used to this one and then this one, so that is my bad. I apologize. And so he misses, though. You can see the Hulk moves away. It says jerk. So that hits the water. And he's like, oh, Christ, can't move. Here he comes, absorbing concrete from the wharf. Got to put myself together. And so Hulk's like, down here, we're in the shade. Sun isn't bothering me nearly as much. Concrete again. I told you before, that's not going to slow me down. And the absorbing man is like, stop hitting me. Let me think a second. It's not fair. I was winning. I was ahead. And of course, there's a joke that's going to become with that because Hulk punches him in the head and he says, wrong. You had a head. And so now it's floating down the river where the rest of you is going to be. You're still coming. What makes you go away? Why am I asking you? You can't hear me. I warned you, Creel. I warned you. I wouldn't let up. You screwed up my new life. I said I'd pulverize you. Maybe you thought I was kidding. And so Hulk just wails on him and he says, but the Hulk doesn't kid, Absorbing Man. You absorbed the wrong guy. I'll toss the rest of him in the river. I don't want to be untidy or leave traces. Boy, the things I do to keep a job. So, next issue is Spider-Man. And of course, we will be reading Web of Spider-Man 44, which is a prequel to that title. So, it's a bit of a two-parter. So, all right. Incredible Hulk 348 by Peter David with Jeff Purves. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.